You're listening to Exposure. It's XFM. It's John Kennedy with you until 1, and that is Arctic Monkeys with Leave Before the Lights Come On, the last single from last summer. And I'm very pleased to say that Arctic Monkeys are back. Their brand new album, Favourite Worst Nightmare, will be in the shops next week. But tonight, you get to hear the whole thing with two of the band to talk us through it track by track. Alex Turner, hello.
Hello.
Nick O'Malley, how are you?
Hiya, good, thanks.
Good, thanks for coming in. Alex, we were here just over a year ago doing the same kind of thing with an album playback of the debut album.
Yeah.
And you said then, well, hopefully, we'll be doing this again a year later. And you pretty much are. So I think that's kind of impressive. You stuck to your guns.
You definitely are.
Yeah, well...
this is real.
Yeah, this is real, but I mean, pretty much in terms of time.
time.
It's not quite 12 months, it's more like 15 months or something like
I
that.
thought you were disputing whether he were actually here or not.
No.
Evil twin, testing his person.
Well, it's, with modern technology, you could be in two places at the same time. But you did, that was the ambition, to have another album out pretty much as soon as you could do it, like within about a year or so. So you've managed to achieve that, which is excellent. Has that been hard to keep to that agenda?
Not really. I think we were all, when we... I'm going to take these headphones off, I don't like even...
Okay.
When we did... I think we were just all excited to do another record, and even when we were on tour last summer and that, we sort of said, we want to get straight back into it and do it again. I don't think it's been difficult. Enjoy making songs and that.
Yeah, and you've released some new songs with the Who the EP and also on the B-sides of Leave Before the Lights Come On. So it wasn't as if there hadn't been any new material. Did you see those B-sides as a way of trying out ideas and kind of exploring?
Probably the EP was a bit more like sort of things that we'd had left and that, and didn't see we wanted to save for a second album. We thought it just were more, it seemed right then. And then Leave Before the Lights Come On had a few other tunes as well that we could have used for B-sides, but we thought we maybe would save them for the second album. That's why we did a couple of covers and that, and just try to just have a bit of fun with it, really. And
so when were you ready to go in and record a new album? Had you got all the songs written before you went in to record?
I had some and then kind of carried on writing as we went through. We started rehearsing about a week after Leeds and Reading, or 2 weeks after or something. I always say a week. I feel like I'm lying.
Well, it can be vague. I don't mind, a week or two.
Probably 3. No, but we went. Yeah, then we just started rehearsing. Then we rehearsed 5 songs at first, then came down and recorded it in West London.
Right.
For a couple of weeks. And then we had them and sort of built on them, really. Went back up to Sheffield for a bit, rehearsed some more up, because we had I had a few songs and a load of lyrics and stuff, but it sort of took a bit of time in rehearsal room to work it out with everyone.
Yeah.
And some we'd already worked out to quite a lot already in sound checks and that, but still required a bit of rehearsal space.
Yeah. Yeah, so a bit of rehearsal to kind of get the songs into a shape that you were happy with, and then go and record them. And did you say you went down to London to record in West London after?
East Coast it were called, the studio.
East Coast Studios, right? Yeah. Okay, that's in West London, because you also went to East London to record. Is that right?
Well then.
Katie Tunstall kicked us out of East Coast.
Really?
Because she'd booked it up, so we had to get out.
There you go.
She were throwing all his amps down road and proper kicking off.
Language she were using.
I've never heard words like it.
But she calmed down and we said, "Look, Kate, it's all right."
Studio's yours. We're off, and she hit me in the face, which I'll never forgive her for. But
did it leave a mark? Have you been scarred, Nick?
I've only got half an eye open at the moment.
It's more of a mental mark.
Yeah, emotionally, definitely left a mark. But I think my eye will be alright in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So then you went to East London to record the other songs that you'd rehearsed up.
Yep,
so
we went back up to Sheffield for a bit and sort of rehearsed another 5 or something. And then came back down and sort of did it again. And then we were going to go back to Sheffield again to rehearse another 5, but it was just by then we were just getting on with it, so we sort of got a little rehearsal room round corner from we did Maloko Studios in Shoreditch, and then we had like there's like a practice room called like round the corner from there. Like they sorted us out with one of them as well. So like I don't know, we could use that a bit as well,
Yeah.
and like just did it all in London then.
Yeah, and so I mean, when were you talking now? So if you started first rehearsing that first batch of songs, kind of just after Reading, so September.
Yeah.
When were you in Moloko
I
Studios?
think that were all like
I think that was after Christmas, wasn't it?
no, Moloko was like November and stuff.
I thought that were Eastcourt.
No, Eastcourt were like the first one, wasn't it? And then we went Darrell,
Darrell, yeah.
and then we went like then we went Liverpool just before Christmas. And then we did like a one tune in Conch in like North London after Christmas. But yeah, yeah, what I don't know. It's a bit of a blur, but like around like October
Darrell.
and that, I think we were in like Darrell. We were in like we were in
Darren. His name's not even Darrell.
I don't know.
That's him from media.
So you kind of got those songs together and got them recorded, and it sounds like it was quite a straightforward process from what you're saying. Quite kind of, rehearse them, put them into some kind of shape, go and record them, and then kind of move on. No.
Yeah, that were it really. There weren't many that we sort of screwed up. It's like,
Yeah.
Only like.
Ah, Alex.
I know. So, only like one or two, like not even that really that we like scrapped or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I don't know. There were some that we'd had, like I said, that were like quite formed already, and like that we'd kind of believed would be good anyway. Like Brian Storm and that were like one that we'd been playing loads in sound checks like last year, and we were all like excited about that anyway. And there are a few like that really.
And so, when you approached this new album and writing these new songs, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do with them? I mean, did you think, right, we've got to, because it sounds so much bigger and heavier than the first album, and was that the idea? Was that the kind of sound you were going for?
I think so. Like naturally, I think it was going to be like heavier. Just I don't know, maybe it's just more fun to play that like a bit hard and that. Like when we started rehearsing, like we found ourselves like gravitating more towards the tunes where you could like hit hard or like dead like frantic sort of ones, just because it's more of a laugh. Like, and I think I just did want to sort of try a bit more interesting, like unusual rhythm perhaps this time, or like not just a straightforward like structure.
Yeah, and so because I mean you kind of hinted on that with the EP, with things being a bit different on some of the songs, trying different things. And what kind of stuff you'd been listening to? Were you listening to lots of music when you were in the studio and when you were rehearsing the songs?
All sorts, yeah.
Ricky Martin,
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Pure Imagination. That's tune. Listened to that a few times in there. All sorts. I mean,
Jesters of Newport.
Jesters of Newport, Stormy,
yeah.
It's like loads of like little and like sort of James, producer, and that'd be kind of playing things as that as well, and all things that we'd like been listening to last year, like kind of like I don't know, like your ESG and stuff like that, and just for like drums, and sometimes we'd be like, oh, you fancy doing something a bit like this sound or whatever. Yeah. But like they were like loads really.